Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Torito After Hours podcast, where the city comes and talks. What's up, everybody?
Torito After Hours podcast, escena 1, toma 1, fecha 07/08 del 2026.
Yo sigo siendo el mismo, yo no he cambiado. Tengo lo mío sin tener que aparentar, siempre ando.
Privileged to be here today, so let's get started. The floor is yours.
So, first of all, we're going to start off. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good, can't complain.
What did you do today?
Today, went to work, normal day, came home, did some errands, and then we're here filming.
Oh, sounds kind of lame today, I don't know.
Well, my life is a little lame once in a while. It can't always be adventurous,
It's
you know?
okay. It's going to get exciting now, so.
So now it's really going to be exciting after
Okay.
today.
I do have a question for you.
Okay, shoot.
The name of your podcast, Torito After Hours. Where did the nickname Torito come from?
When my dad was born, which is your grandpa, they told him, and they told my grandma in the hospital, you didn't have a kid, you had a toro. So basically from there, all his friends started calling him Toro. And then as I got older, obviously I was around him with all his friends in soccer, then they started calling me Torito, and it just stuck with me ever since.
But why Toro when you came out? Is it because...
Not because of why I came out, because of when your grandpa came out. Yeah, not when I came out.
Why? Because he was dark or what?
No, because I guess they said he was like a big baby, like like it was not like a normal baby, I guess. So that's why. So that's what.
Built weird, huh?
Yeah, I guess he was built weird. So maybe back in when he was born, back in like the 59s or whatever, it was unusual to have a big baby. So.
Oh wow, I did not know that for real.
So that's how they came up with the name Toro.
Toro.
Yeah.
So then they just said you're Torito, basically.
So then all his friends started calling me Torito, and from there, the rest is history. It stuck with me for life.
You like it? You don't have a problem?
I don't have a problem with it. I actually like it. I don't really have a problem with it.
That's true. Everybody calls you Torito.
Everybody calls me Torito. I'm identified with Torito. A lot of people don't know my legal name.
I know. When we have to be like, Torito, is that you?
Right. I bet you, like, if you ask 10 people what my legal name is, like, maybe 2 people will get it. They don't know what my legal name is, so let's keep it that way.
And do you have any other nicknames besides Torito?
Nah. Well, sometimes just my mom, she calls me Negro, but she's the only one that calls me Negro.
That's pretty,
Self-explanatory.
People want to know more things about you, or they're going to want to know more things about you.
Yeah.
What is something that you like to do outside of work, like a hobby, like hobby-wise? I know you just said your days are pretty, like, lame, but...
They're not lame. They're just normal. I enjoy working out. I enjoy running a lot lately.
I know. You're getting slim. He's not fat no more, guys.
Thanks. But yeah, I used to be a little bit fatter, but hey, running is helping. I enjoy spending time with my family, with my friends. Honestly, that's about it. I'm kind of basic right now.
Basic?
Yeah, I'm kind of like trying to just be basic and just stay low key. That's it.
Not longer and like that, getting drunk every weekend, partying on
Nah, not getting drunk every weekend. That's been a minute. I took a little break, and I'm actually enjoying this a little bit better.
Okay.
I mean, not that I was a drunk. You gonna make people think I was an alcoholic.
Everybody knows Torito was the life of the party, so.
I mean, I'm still the life of the party.
That's true. I don't know how you do that. Drinking every weekend.
I mean, I used to drink every weekend, but not to get drunk. But
just have fun.
Yeah, just to have fun, just enough to where I'm enjoying myself, but kind of like not drinking at all. So
everybody knows that you don't be outside no more. You be home now. I know you started working out because I don't know if y'all seen him before, but he's slimming down in the face area. How long did you start working out? Well, I know you always worked out, but like recently, because I know you kind of stopped.
Well, recently I just got into a little bit more. Like I said, I was just running a little bit more. I started around probably like end of February, I would say. Been trying to eat better, running every day, like 2 to 5 miles a day, but that's all I've been doing, to be honest.
I need to run, guys, because...
Yeah, you need to get back into shape, because I bet you can't even run a mile right now.
Ooh, let's not talk about that, guys, because I can't. I be on the treadmill dying after like just 1 minute of like running on the treadmill. Just 1 minute, I'm already tired.
1 minute? Come on. You used to be a soccer player. You can't be with 1 minute.
I know. Well, yeah, I know. Well,
what happened to little Roberto Carlos? They used to run up and down the field and never get tired. Now you can't even run half a mile. Come on. Are you serious right now?
I can't. I eat too much. I like to eat food.
Okay, but you can still eat and run at the same time.
I don't got the stamina no more.
Oh my God. Okay.
That's why I told you, take me on a run with you. I
Let's
gotta
go.
get used to it. I mean, but
let's
like,
go.
I jog and then you run, you know?
No, I can jog. I mean, we can jog for a mile or two. That's fine.
I can't just jump into running. I'm gonna be
jog.
dead by the end of that run.
We
that
can
1
jog.
mile, I'm gone.
We can definitely jog. Let's do this.
Well,
Let's
I
go.
know you are known for the life of the party, but I know that also correlates because you did work in the nightlife. How did that start for you?
So the way the nightlife started, first of all, shout out to Brian, was I always worked in corporate world, kind of like was in the business aspect. And one day he's like, hey, I'm going to open up a club. Like, do you think you can run it? And I'm like, yeah, why not? I say, why not? I think I have enough experience from like hanging out with my friends at bars and kind of seeing how things were working, because I'm a very observative person. Okay. So when I would go out to my friend's bar, I would just observe how they would work. So then I was like got an idea. So then I was like, yeah, let's take on the challenge. So that's when Ibiza was born, and I started managing Ibiza, and that's how I got into the nightlife. Basically just learned as I went. Like a lot of things I knew, but I learned a lot about the nightlife as I went, as I was going. Like, and the thing is, like, you learn something all the time. Like, it's never the same thing. It's just like you're always learning every weekend something. And a lot of people think it's just, you know, being there and then partying or, you know, this and that. And there's not. It's a lot of like other responsibilities behind the scenes, like knowing the codes of the city, knowing what you can do, what you can't do, what's allowed, what's not allowed. So it's a lot of work, and it's a lot of things that people that come to the party, they just enjoy the night, but they don't know how much work we have to put in the back and behind the scenes for you guys to have a good night to party. You know, you guys come, you party for 2-3 hours and you leave, and then it's like our work is continuously. Like people would be like, oh, you work Thursday to Sunday, it must be fun. Be like, yeah, it's fun, but I work 7 days a week, because as soon as Sunday's over, Monday morning is we're planning already for that week. We're planning DJs, we're planning flyers, we're planning
like events and stuff.
Events, liquor orders, beer orders. It's so it's like a nonstop. So it's like sometimes people like don't appreciate all the hard work that we do to make sure you guys have a good night when you guys go out and party. So that's how I got into the nightlife, and did that for about 4 years, you know, in between Ibiza and kind of, which is now is Deja Vu. So, but it was fun. I learned a lot. I met a lot of people. I had a lot of good memories, and I can't complain. It was actually fun. It was a good part of my life where I learned a lot, and mostly it was a lot of friendships, a lot of people that I met through the nightlife that to this day I talk. So, I mean, it was pretty fun. I can't complain.
How was like the transition from going from like corporate to like basically something crazy overnight?
I mean, the transition was okay. It was like, it was more like, I think the hardest aspect of it was like getting home at like 4:35.
Yeah, the hours are crazy.
Yeah, the hours are crazy. Yeah, the hours are crazy. So it's like getting home at 4. You're used to for years like working 8 to 5 job, and then you go from 8 to 5 to 8 till 5 in the morning. Yeah. So like when a lot of people are going to work, you're barely getting home.
Like third shift though, no?
It kind of looked like a third shift, like a third shift, yeah. So that was the hardest thing to get adjusted to, was the hours. Like your body's so used to sleeping at certain hours. So for me to be up at 5:30, I mean, for me to be getting home at 5 sometimes, by the time you settle in, your mind kind of unwinds and stuff. You're going to sleep probably like, if luckily, like let's say 5:30, it's hard to sleep sometimes through the day. So sometimes it's like 5:30 and you're waking up at like 9, 10, you know, so that was the hardest part to adjust. I mean, it has its perks too, because then you technically, you work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but it's stuff that you're only doing like 1 or 2 hours, 3 hours to try to get everything ready. And then when you do actually have to go to work, it's not like you have to clock in at like at
a certain time.
I mean, it is a certain time. Like I would always have to clock in like by, let's say 8 p.m. But you still kind of have all day to like do things if you have like errands and stuff like that, or just try to have a social life or a normal life. But I mean, that was the hardest thing to adapt to.
The sleeping schedule?
Yeah.
I don't think I could do a long shift like that. I would like probably fall asleep in the middle of my shift.
I honestly,
Well, honestly, you can't fall asleep because you're so distracted.
yeah, that's what I was just about to say. Like, there's no way you can fall asleep
Exactly.
because
I would be so tired that I couldn't even focus on what's going on around. Like the music will probably put me to sleep.
I don't know. I mean, there's no way you would fall asleep because the music, the thing, and then it's like
I don't know, because as Hispanics, we be having the kids out sleeping on the chair till 3 o'clock in the morning at all the family parties or the quinceañeras, the bodas.
But you
So
tell me,
it's like this.
at a club where you're gonna find 3 chairs and go to sleep?
I mean, the little boobs right there, like this.
Nah. I don't think it's that easy, to be honest. I feel like the adrenaline when you're there, the atmosphere when you enjoy it, and then especially like from my aspect of it, is like you're constantly watching, you're constantly seeing things, you're constantly like
On
the go.
Yeah.
So it's like you don't have time to think about sleeping. You don't have time because you have to be like on your P's and Q's. You have to be observing a lot of things because believe it or not, a lot of like the fights and stuff like we could prevent just by observing people, how they behave, how they're walking, how they're acting, so you have to be very on top of it, very observative. Yeah, so there's no time for you to be sleepy, to be honest.
I have a question, but I'm pretty sure this is a question that everybody would ask, and I don't know how, as your daughter in the past 5 years that you worked in that, I don't think I've ever asked you this question. I could be wrong, but working in the nightlife in that scenery, it could be a lot. People are not very hinged, or they say crazy people we got out there. What is the craziest thing that you have ever seen, experienced, or through while working at a club?
You see a lot of things, but to be honest, when people are drunk, intoxicated, they do a lot of stupid things, right?
Yeah.
But 2 things that popped to my mind out of the time when I was at Ibiza was drunk people trying to hook up in the bathroom. like they try to actually lock the bathroom with their leg while they were trying to do their stuff, and then our security guards had to go in there and get them out.
I never. That's the.
And it's like really you can't even can you just afford to take her at least to the car, or at least take her to a room or something? But the men's bathroom, where all the guys go and pee, so Ibiza, I don't know, a lot of people don't know if they've been there or not back in the days. So Ibiza was it's a 2-floor building.
Yeah.
So the bathrooms downstairs were kind of low key. The bathrooms downstairs were almost not as used as much
because everybody was
upstairs.
Yeah.
So then downstairs is kind of they thought they could probably get away with it, right? I think somebody told one of our security guards, and then the security guard called me over the radio and was like, hey, we have a problem in the bathrooms. And I came down and we were trying to open the door and we couldn't. So then we bull rushed the door and we made the guy fall, and then he's got his pants down and the girls there were like, what the hell?
God,
really?
So
it's so embarrassing. Sin vergüenza, that's one of the things that pops to my mind.
Okay,
and then the other thing that I think was crazy that pops to my mind is, so one day as you go upstairs, I would always stand on the top of the stairs just to greet everybody that was coming in.
Yeah.
So one day I was there and I see this couple walking in. They're holding hands and stuff like that. And then they walk in and they even asked me to take them a picture in front of the thing. So I'm over here helping them, taking a picture and stuff, right? I take a picture of them, and then the night goes on. And later on the night, I'm back at that spot again. I see them walk out. And I even said bye to them, hey, thanks for coming, have a great night, blah, blah. And they left. And I'm not even exaggerating, probably 15 minutes later, I see the guy come back. And the guy comes back with another girl, and I'm like,
oh my God.
I'm like, what the hell?
Saying that they both left with different people.
Wait, you jumping to conclusions. Let me finish the story. You're jumping to conclusions. So then I see the guy come in with another girl, and he walks in, and I'm just like, wait, that's the same guy that asked me to take a picture of him. I was like, but whatever, mind my own business. 20 minutes later, or half an hour probably, the girl comes back, right? And she comes back alone.
Oh, wow.
So then I see her, and I'm like, oh. And the reason I started kind of following her footsteps was because I was like, something could happen. A fight could break out because he might be with another girl or something, right?
Yeah.
So then I kind of go and I see her, and she's dancing in the middle of the floor with another guy. And as I keep walking, the guy was towards the end of the club with the other girl.
Oh my
so then I don't know if they ever ran into each other or not, but it was funny because when it was closing time, I see her walking out holding hands with another guy, and then literally 2 minutes after some of the crowd was going, I see the guy walking out with another girl, holding hands, and I'm just like,
God.
I was just like, what? 2 hours ago they were asking me to take a picture of them all in love, and now they're walking out with two different people. And I told the coworkers a story, and they're like, well, you don't know, maybe they're like in an open relationship or
like
something,
swingers, you
or swingers, but I'm like, maybe because. But honestly, I don't even think they ran into each other. It was so packed, I don't think they ran into each other.
But like, I feel like at a club you would have like, there's no way. Like,
no, believe me,
if you're out with another, I mean, okay, people are stupid, they don't care sometimes. But if you're at a club and you're with somebody that you know is not the person that you came in with, or not your girlfriend, whatever, like, wouldn't you like be on the go to look around to see if that person's there and not just like walking careless?
I mean, I don't know, but I'm telling you, I don't honestly think they crossed paths because she stayed in the middle and it was so packed. She stayed in the middle and he was all the way at the end.
Like
so
inward though, right?
Yeah, like all the way towards to the back. So I don't know if they ever ran into each other, but honestly, I was just like, wow, like. I mean, and besides, I've seen other stuff, but it's just normal stuff, like fighting, and like, you know, like you see a girl that you know that has a boyfriend walking with somebody else. You see a boyfriend
like cheating, random.
Yeah, I mean, but that's not it. But honestly, that's not even like crazy. That's like not even. That's normalized now. So it's like.
Yeah, it's kind of like the club scenery. What it's known for now compared to like back then. I feel like growing up, you know, we watched like the early 2000s, you know, or like I guess kind of like your like when you grew up, your time, I guess, like clubbing was so different. Like clubbing was actually going and like dancing, like actual dancing, not like now where people just kind of stand around. And
yeah, it's a big difference. People actually would go and dance, and the thing is now,
and they would actually dress up too. Now, like, you feel like they don't dress up as much as before, or what do you think? What is one thing that you would want to see different in the club scenery? Like, even though you're not in it no more, but what is something you would have wanted to see differently, or like see a change?
I mean, the only change I would honestly it's not even like, it's just a change like in people's aspect of how they see things. Just be more mindful of like the businesses, because they work so hard to stay open to just bring you entertainment. And I feel like sometimes people don't, I get it, you're drinking and stuff, but I feel like sometimes people don't really acknowledge how hard an owner of a bar it has to work, and how much like financial input he has to put into it to make you have a place where you can go have fun. So I feel like the one thing I would want people to change is just their mentality about, hey, it's okay, go have fun, go drink, but at the same time just think about it like, you know, they're working hard to give you somewhere. Because imagine like if we had nothing to do, I mean, our town is already kind of boring as it is. So imagine if we had no bar/clubs. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do in our lovely Waukegan area? Nothing. So it's just I just wish people were a little bit more mindful about that stuff. But that's the only thing I would change. But
being more supportive of like the businesses that are built in Waukegan.
Yeah,
I agree. I feel like Waukegan is so hard to like have something successful because people are like don't appreciate.
That's the word. They're not appreciative of what the business owners are doing to make sure they have a good time.
How did how did soccer become so important to you?
Well, soccer became important to me back when I was younger. And to be honest with everybody, it was like soccer was not my favorite sport growing up. I wanted to play baseball, but my dad is a soccer person. My dad was a very good soccer player. My dad in Mexico played at a very high level. And so to him, me being his first boy, he wanted me to.
I'll be forgetting you're the oldest.
Like he wanted me to play soccer, and growing up, I would just play here and there with my friends, but I really never took it serious. I wanted to play baseball. And at one point, my mom and dad used to work second shift, so I tricked my dad and I told him, hey, could you give me like, I think it was like $60 or something, because I'm gonna sign up for soccer. And my dad gave them to me, but I lied. I went to the Park District and I signed up for baseball. And knowing that my dad would never go because my dad was working second shift. And one day my dad's like, oh, you played today? I was like, yeah, I played today. And I really didn't think about it. And I just told him that where I was going to play, thinking, oh, my dad's going to not, he's got to work. And then later on, as I'm playing baseball, I see my dad come in and he shows up and he sees me there and he starts yelling like, hey, what are you doing, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, like, sorry, like, and then.
Wait, how old were you?
I think I was like 12, 11 or something, or 12, something like that.
Okay, wow.
And And then he was like, no, you should be playing soccer, because like I used to go with my dad every Sunday to the soccer games, and he would see me play with like other kids or stuff, and he would be like, oh, you're good. But I never really thought about that I was good.
Like at that time, you didn't have like the passion for it.
No. Okay. And then we would all get together at my neighbor's house and we would play soccer. One time, so shout out to Hoser and his dad, Herman, because they're the ones that actually like were there and helped me when I was started playing soccer like at a competitive level. So the way I started playing was one day we were playing and Hoser was like, hey, come with me to my soccer game, blah, blah. So I was like, okay, let's go. You're my friend. I went with them. And they didn't have enough players. And then they were like, he was like, hey, help us out play. And I was like, oh, okay. And then they, like, I got some shoes or whatever, and we started playing. And I was like, he was like, just play how we play in the at Chewy's house in the yard. I was like, oh, okay. And I started playing. But I started playing just like fun, like how I was playing in the yard with my friends, not realizing that I was actually good. I think like the first game I played with them, I scored like 4 goals or something like that. And then everybody was like, oh my God, you're so good, you're so good. That's how I started playing. And then kind of like and his dad kind of like grabbed me, and they like, I joined the team, and they would take me everywhere because my dad was always working and my mom was always working. So they're the ones that would always take me. And as I got older and I started realizing how good I was, like, obviously I got more serious, and I think it took me like maybe like 6 months to realize that I was actually a good soccer player. Okay. I started actually focusing more and like now training competitively, and that's when I was like, oh, I want to do this. Like I want to be a pro. Like I want to be good at soccer. So I started really training, and then I started playing with a traveling team.
At what age? Like at what age did you start like realizing that you wanted to?
I think like at 12 or 13, I think is like when I so then I started playing like really competitively. Then I played in middle school for my middle school. The 3 years I was there, I was voted the city player of the year 3 years.
In middle school?
At middle school.
Guys, fun fact. Actually, I'm so glad you brought this up. So I went to the same middle school as my dad, and you know, he's really young. Like my parents had us all like pretty young, you know. So in middle school, a lot of the teachers and coaches that were there when he was in school were still there when I was in school. And I remember, because I also played soccer in middle school, I remember hearing all the stories about my dad, all his soccer stories, and all of his stories about him also being bad as a child in middle school. A little rebellious, but he was talked greatly about how good you were at soccer. I do remember that. That's so funny though too.
And I'm glad that you lived there, because I remember when I would tell you guys when you didn't believe me like that I was that good, you guys would be like, oh no. And I'm glad that you got there and you actually got to experience it. And I'm actually like excited because you got to see that I was in the Hall of Fame for the middle school.
Yes, in the middle school, like where they keep all the trophies. Because I remember growing up, like, okay, I knew my dad was good at playing soccer, because obviously you would go to your games at the indoor. I wouldn't believe him when he would tell us like the stories, you know, like of you getting to, you know, where you wanted to be in soccer. I always thought he was just over exaggerating, you guys, but no, he proved me wrong. Well, his coaches proved me wrong. So I guess that's a win for you, you know, as a parent, knowing that, like,
it felt good, because then it's just like, hey, I don't have to lie. And then that's how I started playing competitively. And then I think by the time I was like 14, I was really good at this point. I remember as a freshman playing varsity, I was like the only freshman that played varsity and like started all the games as a freshman. I scored, I forgot how many goals, and like I went into the record books for scoring goals as a freshman playing varsity, because I was only a freshman. And like, not to knock anything off about how high school soccer is now, but back then we didn't have clubs with academies and everything. So all the best players from the town did play high school, did play varsity. Now you have academies, so a lot of the good players that could play high school, they don't. They play academy. So now I feel like it's easier to make varsity.
It's kind of how like we were like when we played club soccer. Is that what you mean, academy? Like
so I feel like now it's a little bit easier to make varsity. Back to when we were playing, it was harder. So if you were a freshman and you were playing varsity, it was because you were really talented. You were really good. Then I played, I think, from club, traveling and then playing in high school. I had an opportunity through connections of my family in Mexico to go try out in Mexico. And it was something that I've always wanted to do. I always wanted it, not always, but since I started playing competitive, I'm like, I think I can make it. I talked to my parents, and they obviously didn't want to let me go because I was so young. So they kept me in. Like, I had went to another tournament with another club that was not our club, and it's where like I kind of got recruited to go. And then actually, I think it was like when I was 15, finally my parents are like, okay, go and try out. And I went to Mexico. And
15 years old?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I think I was 15. I went to try out with some family connections that we had over there, and I made it. I was doing good. And then I came back for school for a little bit, and then I think right before I turned 16, I left for good.
So you were gonna move out there for soccer?
I was gonna move out there full time for soccer, and at that time I was dating your mom. So we had a conversation, and that it was better for us to end our relationship because my plan was not to come back, correct? And I started my soccer journey over there, and I was playing with the reserves, then made it to like the 3rd division, and like a month late, like maybe 8 weeks later, I get a phone call from my parents. When I got home from training, my grandparents were like, hey, your parents need to talk to you. They're gonna call you at X time, so you need to be here. I was like, oh, okay, sounds good. It sounded serious, but I didn't know what it was about. I get the phone call, and it's my mom, your grandma. She's like, hey, I have some news I have to tell you. And I'm like, what's the news? She's like, well, your ex-girlfriend is here, and she's saying that she's pregnant. And I'm like, what? She came to the house to tell us that she was pregnant. She knows you're gone. So she asked how to get a hold of you because she needs to talk to you. So I was like, okay, that's fine.
Wow.
So then your mom got a hold of me, and we talked about it. And I literally told her, I said, look, my parents will be there to help you with whatever right now. Let me try to do this. Give me a chance for me to try to complete my goal and make this happen. And like we talked about everything, so she agreed, and we kind of like, she went to visit me in Mexico a couple of times while I was playing and training out there when she was pregnant.
Wow.
And we had discussed, and I told her basically like, give me a year, give me a year or max 2 years. If it doesn't work out, then I'll give up.
Yeah.
And which we agreed to. And then fast forward, things happen. Then your brother was born, and then basically at that time it was like I had to make a decision whether I continue to chase my dream and continue to play soccer and chase that dream that I've had, of going pro, or do I now make the decision of being a father at such a young age. I was only 16 years old, That's probably one of the hardest decisions I've ever made in my life. And obviously I made the decision where I gave up my dream. I gave up playing so that I can be a responsible father and a responsible man. And even though I was only 16 years old.
Oh, that's crazy. You were so young. That's like literally what I was. That's junior year of high school. No, 16. Yeah. Like junior year. I cannot imagine. My poor mother. Oh my gosh. That's like me having a 4-year-old right now. That is crazy.
It is, but you learn quick. Yeah. You learn how to grow up quick. That's why y'all get
pregnant young, okay? And if y'all did, it's okay, but like, don't do it.
I mean, it has its pros and cons, to be honest.
I mean, the only pro is you're young and your kids are grown and you're still considered young. You're not old, That's the only pro, really, to be honest. But that's crazy. Oh my gosh, I can't imagine how any of you guys felt during that time.
It was hard.
That's crazy. You were literally gonna move to Mexico at 16 years old and just never come back? Wow.
Well, maybe come back eventually. At least I wanted to like try at least for a couple years to see if I made it. I had the support of everybody over there. I mean, and I don't know if I would have made it. Honestly, I don't know. Only God knows if I would have made it or not.
Only God and a different version.
But at least I tried for a bit, and it was good while it lasted.
Sometimes things just don't work out, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Everything happens for a reason.
Everything happens, exactly. Everything happens for a reason.
But at least you can say that you were close to making it pro, and not that much people even make it that far into like...
I had some good experiences when I was there, playing and training and actually seeing how it is. So I had great experiences, and that's something that I will never forget. So those are experiences that not everybody gets to live, But sometimes we got to make hard decisions.
Yeah. I get that. Then I have one question, since we're kind of correlating, your relationship that you have with my mother. And I guess just dating, relationships in general. What is like one thing that you learned in like relationships, or a mistake that you've learned in a relationship?
Honestly, I would have to say that one thing I've learned, this might sound crazy, but like not to trust as easy as I do. I feel like I have to let them earn the trust a little bit more. So that's one of the things that I think I've learned. I also learned that not everyone is, obviously we're all different people, right? But not everyone, my thing is sometimes I think everyone is kind of like me when it comes down to like the way I think about relationships or the way I give myself in a relationship, I feel like I right away think everybody's like me.
Yeah,
and
that's like a lot of things that like people do nowadays, and then they expect certain things back from like a person they're in a relationship with, because we know that we could give that, you know, like, because we think some type of way, or like we know how we would go about certain things.
Yeah.
And we expect or would think that people would do the same thing back to us.
Yeah, I think one of the things is like, I know I'm a person that loves hard.
Yeah.
Like I love hard, and I feel like in my mind, I think everybody's like that. But honestly, like I've learned that not everybody's like that. Not everybody loves as hard as I do, which is fine, which is okay. It's just sometimes you just have to step back and also see things and see all the, like what they call it nowadays, this, you know, all the red flags that are in front of you, and honestly, just learn from them. But I mean, that's a couple of the things I've learned about relationships.
What is your biggest mistake that you've made?
My biggest mistake I've made in dating?
Yeah, just in general, like relationship wise, like any
relationships.
Yeah.
Man, that's a tough question. I don't know what the biggest mistake I've made. I think honestly, it goes back to the
trust.
It goes back to the trust. Like trusting everybody so easy.
You know, I agree. Actually.
Yeah, like I think that's the biggest mistake I made, is trusting people that easy. Yeah. But that's one thing we have to learn, that not everyone deserves that version. So it's like now I feel like I'm gonna be more selective as to who actually deserves that version.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that the next person doesn't deserve that, because we can't carry our flaws from previous relationships into the next relationship.
Which I agree with you. I'm not saying I'm gonna do it. I'm just saying I'm gonna be more careful.
Mindful. Yeah.
More mindful.
I don't know, mindful is the word, but yeah, definitely careful.
Yeah, more careful of just not giving that version of me right away. You know, so I mean, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
We'll see. For the both of us, I guess we'll see.
I guess we're like father, like daughter. We're in the same boat right now. Our boats are kind of rocking and sinking right now.
We'll see how it goes, okay? Okay, so regarding the Torito After Hours one, I like the name of your podcast. I don't know why. I feel like it just kind of flows. It gives you in a weird way. I don't know. But what can people expect to see from your podcast? Like,
well, from the podcast, what I expect people to see is I want to have real people with real conversations, just about life stories, and people have been through a lot. And I feel like I just want this to be, we can talk about real and to be real. Like that's why I decided to do this episode with me first, because I want to be real. I'm sure that what I've been through, there's other people that can actually like feel identified with it. So that's what I want. I want people
they can relate to.
They can relate to. So I want Torito After Hours to be that, with anything that you would have asked me, with anything that comes up, like, because I expect all my guests to come here to also be real. Yeah. You know, I don't want, if we are asking questions, we want the real, and I feel like
the real, raw, and honest.
The real, raw, honest answer. Whether, you know, people might like it, people might say, "Oh, well, I feel this way, I feel that way," which is fine. We disagree to agree, you know, or
agree to disagree.
Yeah, there you go, that one.
So basically, the real, raw, ugly, and honest truth. Whether y'all like it or not, whether y'all agree with it or not, everybody has their own opinion. Why did you decide to start a podcast now? This, you know, later this chapter in your life.
It's funny because I had some friends that we had actually talked about starting a podcast together as a group.
Yeah.
And we would always talk about it, but I feel like we never really sat down and actually did it.
Yeah.
And then one of my friends, actually, she did branch out and did her own podcast for a while. And then one day, honestly, one of those days where I told you where I wasn't going out, where I wasn't doing nothing, I was literally in my living room, sitting down, watching TV, just thinking about life, thinking about everything. And I was going through stuff, and it just came to my mind. It was just like, there's so much that I can say about my life. I'm sure there's a lot of things that people can say about their life, and it just got into my head about.
So why not just do it?
Just you know, I remember the conversation I had with my friends about the podcast in the past, and I was like, why not just do it now? Okay. You know, like, I'm out the nightlife, so maybe now I need a different hobby. Yeah. So now this is gonna be my hobby, you know.
Okay.
Doing the podcast.
I get that. So now that they've gotten to know a little bit more about you, your story, your background, I did write up some questions for you, but we're gonna have them at random. So we're gonna do a spin the wheel, you guys. He's gonna spin the wheel.
I'm in trouble, guys. Chat, I'm in trouble. I have no idea what's coming.
You're not a streamer.
So
I guess you call him chat. So he's gonna spin the wheel. We're gonna do 2 questions. They're whatever questions you decide to get, I guess. So let's do that now. Okay. Just press the thing.
Just like anywhere?
No, the circle right there. All right, guys. I'm gonna show you. It's spinning. Let's see. What is the?
Oh my god! I'm nervous, guys. I'm nervous.
Oh, wait, I think this is one. Oh, okay. Okay, this is. I like this one. Okay, if y'all can see it, I'll read it to y'all right now. It says, "Who is someone you look up to and why?"
Oh my god, that's a good one. That's a good one. I honestly, at first I would look up a lot to my grandpa, to my mom's dad.
Yeah.
I looked up to him a lot. Unfortunately, he passed away at a very young age.
Yeah.
Which was hard on the whole family. I think I looked up to him just because of the way he was as a person, and it's harder because a lot of our family says that I resemble him a lot. You know,
yeah, you look like him too, right?
That I look like him. That a lot of the things that I do, a lot of the things that how I am as a person when it comes down to like being big-hearted, always trying to help people out, always trying to stuff like that. I always get it from my grandma, from my other aunts, which is, his daughters and stuff, that I'm very like him. So when they see me, they remember a lot of him, which is hard for me because the reason why it's so hard for me is because when I was in Mexico during the whole soccer thing, I remember the day that I came here, I ended up in a fight with my grandpa. We were arguing about something, and I feel like I never got the chance to apologize because 2 months after I came back is when we got the phone call that he had passed away. So it's something that I have lived with for a long time, that I never got to actually have the conversation with him and tell him that I'm sorry for what we fought about that day when I left. But it's something that I learned to live with, and it's something that everybody has helped me and tell me that, it's okay. And like I said, it sucked that I didn't get to tell him, at least when he was alive, that I was sorry, because I know it was my fault. The argument was because of me, and me and my grandpa, I don't think ever really had an argument until that day.
And
the one time we had that argument, and 2 months later he passes away. It was something that I carried with me for a long time. But so I looked up to him, and then obviously I looked up to my dad for a lot of years too. My dad always showed me how to be a man, always showed me how to be responsible, he showed me a lot of things about life. So if anything, I would have to say that those two were the people that I looked up to the most in my life.
I love my grandpa. I love him down bad, guys. But it's sad that I didn't get to meet my great grandpa.
Man, you would have loved him. You would have loved him.
I believe.
And you would have loved him. He was an amazing person. He would have loved you. I'm sure he would have loved you guys dearly, because I know what it was to feel loved by him since I was his first grandkid.
I always forget that you're the first
boy. The first boy grandkid.
Yeah.
Because I have a cousin that's older, so she was the first grandchild, but I was the first grandkid. And the way he loved me, the way he supported me and stuff like that is something that I will always cherish, and I will never, ever, ever forget. And it sucks that he had to leave so fast,
Yeah.
You look at you over here getting me all emotional.
It's okay, I believe that wherever he's at, he forgives you and he's looking over you. So,
yeah. No, and I know he's always with me.
Yeah. That makes me so sad. Okay, one more question. Spin it, and then we'll see what you get. Actually, if it's one that you kind of already answered, we're gonna Okay, you got the same question again. So let me delete that one actually, and redo that.
Wait, you didn't delete it before?
No, I forgot to. Oopsies. Let me redo that, guys.
You can't just be deleting questions. You gotta just pick one.
I'm gonna just respin it and whatever.
You could have just picked one.
Okay,
pick the one you want to know the most, because I'm sure out of all those questions, there's one you really want me to answer.
I think it's not too bad. I have this one. If you could study any subject, what would that be? If you had a chance to study anything, college related wise, what would that be?
I've always said that I was always into business, but if and I know a lot about business, but I would have liked to finish business and then maybe add like a IT kind of thing, because I'm always, you know me, I've always been into like computers and stuff.
True.
So
Technology.
I've always been good with technology and stuff. So I think that's probably like would have finished business and then probably combined it with like something with IT or something like that.
They make good money too.
It's something that I probably would have enjoyed doing, you know, apart from everything else that I enjoy doing.
Okay, I never. Because I can see that. I can see that. I can see the business why. Okay, one last question before we get towards the end. What is one thing that somebody does not know about Torito?
I mean that. I mean, I think
that like not.
I mean, I don't know if I should say it,
you.
but I think we should save that for like another episode.
But give them like a little gist of what it's gonna have to do with in the next episode.
That I got shot. But I think we leave that story for another episode. I don't think a lot of people know that about me.
All right.
So we'll leave that for another time.
All right, you guys. So y'all heard it from Torito himself. Thank you guys for watching.
Gracias por vernos.
And making it this far.
Y por llegar hasta aquí.
I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys on the next episode because this is just getting started.
Y espero que les haya gustado y nos vemos en el próximo capítulo, que esto apenas va comenzando.
Chao.
Caballero, acabamos de terminar el podcast y ya
Sí.
vienen los agradecimientos.
Listo, pues.
Listo,
Vamos para esa parte.
Torito After Hours Podcast, escena 4, toma 4, agradecimientos.
Hey, what's up, guys? First of all, I just want to say thank you to everybody that supported this project, everybody that's been with me from the beginning. Thank you to my team. They've done an amazing job. Thanks to my family for the support throughout this whole thing. And then finally, like, I want to give a special shout out to the Quiroz family because they've been very supportive on everything that I'm doing, and I know they're going to be watching. And I just want to say thank you guys. I love you guys, and let's go. This is just starting. Thank you.
Yo no he cambiado, tengo lo mío sin tener que aparentar siempre.